Hello there. I'm Kath Routledge, the relaxation coach, and I'm here today, and I'll be here for the next 12 weeks or so, offering relaxation. So relaxation sessions twice a week, 10:30 Tuesdays and Thursdays. And my intention is that I'll run those throughout the next few weeks and up to half term and through half term. And that's the first 6-week chunk. And then the second 6 weeks will be after half term up until Easter. So that will be 12 weeks in total. So I'm getting a few messages through. Hello to those who are here watching. Thank you for coming along. I'm really excited about this actually. I massively appreciate it. It's a little bit of rambling to start with as we wait for others to jump on. I've got people emailing me, but I can't move my setup. You know, it's kind of set up in my treatment room at home with a light, which I was hoping might take the shine off of my glasses, but I still need to figure that out, and kind of all my bits and pieces around me. So the intention for me doing these is to bring a little bit of peace, a little bit of calm, a little bit of relaxation into your homes over the next couple of months. So kind of jumping about a little bit. If schools go back after half term, as is the intention at the moment, I will change the time. So we'll do them later. We'll do them after school, because I'm primarily aiming them at children who are in school, all ages really. I guess my work as a relaxed kids coach, I work mainly in infant, junior, primary schools, but I do a lot of work in secondary schools and a lot of work in preschools as well. But what I teach is relevant for everybody. It's relevant for all ages. So even if you don't have children, it's still going to help. So what we're going to do is do some really gentle yoga. So I'm doing chair-based yoga today, and I might carry on with that because it just makes it easy. And it also gives if we're sat in the chair doing it, if you work at a computer a lot, a few little ideas of stretches you can do in your chair. And with children, a lot of children are going to be at computers, I guess, doing their home learning. So again, it's just giving them a few little ideas of things that they can do as well. So thank you. I really massively appreciate you jumping on. So as I said, some gentle yoga. So if, obviously with Facebook and the age of children having to be 13 to have their own account, I'm making an assumption that parents will be there with their children to look out for them. Nothing we're doing is going to be tricky at all. It's all really gentle. As with anything, working within our own capabilities. Don't push our body too much. You know, just listen. I think that's the beauty of yoga. Yoga is a personal practice, totally non-competitive, and what we find one week, if I was teaching a yoga class, we might find one week we're doing tree pose and we can balance amazingly on one side. The next week we come back to it and it's different. It's all about kind of our mind, where we are at that point in time. But as I said, we're kind of pretty much doing chair-based yoga, and I will, maybe change that as the weeks go by. We'll be doing a little bit of mindfulness, so a little bit today we're going to be doing a grounding exercise and a listening exercise, a couple of breathing exercises, and then a relaxation. So I'm obviously doing these free. I want to give something back. I want to be able to support families through the coming weeks, and just give that little bit of time and space to bring relaxation into our lives. For me, it's part of my day. I encourage my children to relax. It's obviously harder to teach your own children, as I'm finding out with home learning again. But I try and encourage it, and just having some relaxation music on in the background can help massively. Sorry I'm talking a lot, but I just feel like I want to do that for today. I'm lucky enough to have an amazing friend who has written a lovely book of relaxations, and she's kindly agreed that I can read these in my sessions. I've written some as well. I've got, oh my gosh, I'm really excited actually, I'll tell you. You're going to be the first to hear this or see this. So I have actually written a book, Kath's book of positive relaxation messages for children. I won't be reading these because I think these are very personal ones, encouraging parents to read them to their child. I might adapt one or two and read them later, but I do have that book, and I've written a couple of other books. But I will talk about those because, for me, I want to spread what I do as far and wide as I can. And if that's through my online classes, through the work I do in Basingstoke, my online work, my books, whatever. I'm all about relaxation. I'm all about bringing that into our lives on a regular basis. So we're going to get started. So starting with the yoga. So just sitting comfortably. I would recommend kind of like a dining chair or an office chair without wheels for this, but you might be on the sofa, so that's fine. Just doing what works for you at this point in time. But we're just going to sit with a nice straight back, popping our hands on our legs and just sitting up nice and tall and just taking a moment just to sit in mountain pose. Maybe focusing on our breathing. You might want to close your eyes and just take a moment to notice how you feel at this point in time. How are you feeling? And just notice. Can you notice anything? So just breathing in and breathing out. I noticed that my heart's beating a little bit quicker than usual. I've rushed around a bit this morning and kind of coming. So for me, this is amazing to be able to teach a class, but also benefit from it as well. So just sitting up nice and tall. Taking a breath in, taking a breath out, breathing in and breathing out. And now we're going to do some really gentle circling of our head. So we're going to tuck our chin into our chest and we're just going to look over to one side of the room, coming back to centre, and then over to the other side of the room. Just staying nice and straight as we're doing this, coming back to centre, looking over to one side, back to centre, and then over to the other side, and then back to centre. And then we can think about our breath as we're doing this. So we can breathe in as we look to one side and breathe out as we come back to centre. Breathing in, looking over to the other side, and breathing out as we come back to centre. So keeping it at your pace. You might feel like I'm doing this quite quickly, but you don't have to kind of do as much as I'm doing. Keep it slow, keep it soft, keep it gentle. So we're now going to do a couple of circles. So we're going to tuck our chin into our chest and then we're just going to do circles. So if we had a pencil coming out of our chin, we're just going to draw circles in the air, just going round in one direction, and we'll do that again. So slowly, gently, noticing our breath as we're doing this, back to centre and then going the other way. So just circling, just giving our neck a bit of a workout, our head a bit of a workout. This is going to do a little bit of work in our shoulders as well. And then coming back to centre. And then we're going to have a little bit of fun. So we're going to put our hands on our shoulders, so just linking our arms up and then just draw circles with our elbows. I love doing this because it hopefully might make you giggle a bit and get you a little bit confused about what you're doing. So circles going one way, and then circles going the other way. So we're going to get really expert at this because we're going to be doing this every week and it just makes me giggle every time I do this. So circles going the other way, and you're probably wondering why. So we're going to start circling one elbow at a time. So like we're swimming with our elbows, going forwards and then going backwards. And hi to those who've popped on. I love that I've got 6 people here, which is really lovely. So going backwards. And now for the fun. What we're going to try is one elbow going one way, and you got it, the other elbow going the other way. So this is where we start to get a bit confused and our brain is wondering what we're doing. I've kind of half mastered this because I've been doing this for a couple of months now when I run my classes. And then coming back to centre and switching sides. So one elbow's going forwards and the other one's going backwards. So we're just really warming up our shoulder and our neck area. And then coming back, popping our hands on our laps and taking a moment to grab a breath and just focus on the breath for a moment. And then we're going to take a big breath in and we're going to reach our arms up as if we're reaching for the stars. So just reaching up high, maybe looking up towards our fingertips, holding for a moment as we breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in and breathe out. And then we're going to lean over to one side, just like a magical moon. So we're not trying to kind of bend our body right down. It's just a really gentle side stretch, just leaning gently over, so crescent moon shape, before coming back up to centre, and then going over to the other side. So this might be a banana shape. And so it's just a gentle stretch, and we're feeling this stretch down the side of our body. And then one more time up, and then again over to the other side. Keeping it gentle, we don't want to be pushing this, we don't want to be hurting ourselves. Up, and over to the other side. And then up, and then arms down. And then we're just going to sit in mountain pose for a moment, focusing on the breath, breathing in and breathing out, just checking in, noticing how we're feeling. And we're just going to do a couple more seated exercises, and as we go through the weeks I will be adding more things in. We're just going to start really gently though. So what we're going to do now is reach one arm up high and the other arm down to the floor, so it's like we're trying to stretch our body in two different ways, so reaching up and reaching down. So just reaching up with one arm, stretching to the floor with the other arm, and then swapping over and doing the same on the other side, so big stretch up, big stretch down. If at any point something doesn't feel right for you, just either sit out and sit in mountain pose, or kind of just adapt it a little bit to make it work for you. And then one more time each side, so stretching up and down and breathing into the stretch. And this is brilliant if we're sat at computers for a lot of the day, just having a little break to do a little bit of stretching. So reaching up and down. And then we're going to do a little twist. So twists are brilliant for helping our digestion and also giving our internal organs a little massage. So I always get a bit tangled when I do this one, but I'm going to put my right hand on the seat behind me, and then my left hand I'm going to pop on my right shoulder. I'm going to take a big breath in and sit up nice and tall. And then it's like I'm going to push my shoulder, so just gently push and just look over my shoulder. Just have a little look. It's not too deep a stretch, we don't want to be pushing too hard on this, but we're just breathing in and breathing out and just looking over our shoulder, and then just relaxing, coming back to centre. And then my right hand, oh this is where I get confused, my left hand behind, my right hand on my left shoulder. And again, sitting up nice and tall, taking a breath in, and as we breathe out, just pretending, or it's just a really gentle guiding that shoulder, and our head follows. So we're just doing that movement as we're pushing, we're all kind of moving to look behind, and then coming back to centre. How are we doing? Gosh, I said it was going to be about 15 or 20 minutes, so it looks like we might overrun a little bit, so I apologise if you have to get off somewhere. We're going to do a listening exercise now, so I'm going to turn my music off a moment, if I can do this. I've got a singing bowl here. So what I want you to do for this is just to listen to the sound of the bowl. I'm just going to chime it once. The sound, it starts off quite loud, it gets quieter and quieter and quieter, and what I want you to do is have your eyes open to start with as you're listening, and then when the sound stops, close your eyes. So this is where we're just noticing sound, and we're noticing when that sound isn't there. So using our eyes for this one, we're listening, and then we're going to close our eyes when the sound stops. So just give this one a go. Amazing. So the sound goes on for quite a while, but that's I think listening exercises are amazing. We can notice what's going on around us, all the sounds around us, just having that moment. So if you don't have a singing bowl at home, just noticing sounds in the garden, sounds outside, listening to the rain, tapping on the windows, all those little things. So now we're going to do a rainbow grounding exercise, and grounding exercises are brilliant for helping us in those moments of anxiety or stress or pressure, or even if we're feeling a bit angry about something. And all we're doing is just noticing different colours around us. So what you might want to do is point at those colours. You might take a look around the room. When I call out a colour, you might point at that colour, or you might say what you're looking at in your head. So just starting off by taking a look around your space and noticing, and either naming to yourself or pointing at something that you can see that is red. So just finding something red, and then another look for something orange, and then something yellow, something green, something blue, and then something purple. So if that felt a little bit quick, maybe write those colours down, and you can do that exercise again a bit later. But just remembering the colours of the rainbow and maybe using that exercise. I don't know if you get a little bit cross about something, just taking that moment, find those colours, and you might find you're less cross after doing that. If you're feeling anxious, again, it's another way to help us manage those worries. So moving on to some breathing exercises now. I'm just going to teach 2 different breathing exercises today. No, I'm not. I'm going to teach 3 actually. 2 are we're going to be seated, and the other one we'll try lying down maybe. We don't have to lie down for the relaxation or for that exercise, but it's an option to do that if you want to. So the first breathing exercise, we're counting our breath, and we're going to count up to 3 when we do this. So just starting off by breathing in for 1 and breathing out for 1. So breathing in for the count of 1 and breathing out for the count of 1. And we're going to do that a couple more times. I'll let you do the counting yourself. When we do the counting exercises, you're counting at a pace that feels comfortable for you. So you're counting to 1 in your head, no one's doing the counting for you. And then we're going to breathe in for the count of 2 and breathe out for the count of 2. So breathing in for 2 and breathing out for 2. Again, it's your 2, you're counting to 2. And then breathing in for 3 and breathing out for 3. Breathe in for 3 and breathe out for 3. So what you might find over time, you might start to slow your counting down, which will slow your breathing down. But if you feel yourself counting quickly, that's not a problem, but it's one with practice over time. We can start to focus on slowing that down. And then the next breathing exercise is square breathing. And this is like sometimes we want to be doing something, like a little trigger thing that can help us remember our breathing. So square breathing is something I love doing, and it's just literally drawing a square on our hand and thinking about our breath as we draw the square. So we would breathe in as we draw a line, breathe out as we draw a line, and then breathe in and breathe out as we finish that square. If it feels a bit tickly on the palm of your hand, because it does on mine, do it on the back of your hand. So we're breathing in for 1, breathing out, and breathing in and breathing out. So I did count there with that one. So you've got the choice of just focusing on the in-breath and the out-breath, the in-breath and the out-breath. Or if you don't want to draw that square, you could in your mind just think, breathe in for 1, breathe out for 1, breathe in for 1 and out for 1, as you kind of visualise yourself drawing a square. So we are now going to move on to the relaxation. So you've got a couple of options here. Either stay seated in your chair, or have a little lie down on the sofa, on the floor, on the bed, whatever works for you. So we're going to start off with heart and tummy breathing. So just popping one hand on our heart, one hand on our tummy, and just taking a moment to settle into our breath, and just maybe notice what's happening with our hands as we're breathing. So we might take a little breath in and move the hand that's on our heart, or we might take a big breath in and move the hand that's on our tummy. Whatever you're doing is right for you right now. Focusing on those deep breaths, so breathing into the hand on our tummy is what is going to help us with those kind of moments that we find a bit tricky. So whether we're angry or mad or stressed or pressured or anxious or worried, it's those deep breaths that are the calming breaths. So just take a moment to focus on your breathing. And this is a lovely one to do at bedtime. If you find it tricky to go to sleep, or if you wake in the night and it's hard to go back to sleep, just bringing our focus back to our breath can only be a good thing. Okay, so now I'm going to read the relaxation. So the one I'm reading today is called Winter Wonderland, and I will put a link if anyone is interested in the book. It's a friend of mine, Lucy's little book of relaxations, and she's written some fabulous meditations here. But as I said, she's kindly agreed that I can share them. So just taking a moment and closing your eyes as you get settled. Just allowing your body and your mind to relax. Breathe in and breathe out slowly. Breathing slowly and steadily. Just allowing yourself to relax for the next few minutes as you listen to my voice. Nice, slow, steady breaths. And you relaxing, feeling nice and calm, feeling still, feeling relaxed. I want you to imagine that you're snuggled up in bed on a cool January morning. You feel so warm and cosy. It's very early. It's still dark, yet a strange glow seems to be lighting up your room. You decide to sneak a peek through your curtains. You let out a delightful gasp as you see the wonder awaiting you outside. Everything has been covered in an exquisite blanket of pure white snow. It looks so beautiful. You quickly get dressed, waking up everyone else in the house, so that you can all go outside and enjoy this enchanted village. Imagine now that you're taking the first step on that unspoilt, newly fallen snow. That delicious crunch as your boot sinks down. You can feel the cool winter air on your face, but you are wrapped up all tight and feel toasty and warm everywhere else. You run around, making footprint tracks around your garden. It's so much fun. You pause for a moment. Something precious has caught your eye. A little robin is bobbing around at the bottom of your garden, seeming to want to play with you, making its own tiny footprints in the soft, soft snow. There are so many ways you can enjoy the snow. Maybe you'll make a snowman. Perhaps go sledging. Whatever you do, you know you will remember this magical day forever. You feel so lucky right now. Just continue to enjoy feeling lucky and loved. Bring those lovely feelings back with you as you slowly begin to stir, and then just starting to move your fingers and toes, and just maybe have a little stretch before opening your eyes and bringing us to the end of the relaxation and the end of my first session. So I just want to say a massive thanks to those of you who are here. I really hope you enjoyed it. I'd love your feedback. I'd love it if you would pop me a message and let me know what you thought, because I want to make these helpful for you. Yes, Sarah, I'm going to save it. I'm going to also put it on YouTube, hopefully. I'll save it and it'll be on my page. You come back. I guess from my point of view, 10:30 on Tuesday and Thursday is perfect timing for me, but I totally appreciate it's not perfect timing for everybody. So I wanted to do them live because that's my commitment to showing up. And I'm going to save them and I'm going to put them on my YouTube channel as well. So obviously on YouTube there'll be lots of chit chat with people who are saying hello to me, but I don't think that matters, to be honest. But I've loved, I really love doing this. This is just, my passion, my absolute passion. So I hope you've got something out of it. And I'll be back again Thursday. But please, I would so appreciate it if you would tell your friends. One thing I'm going to do is write to school, like my local schools that I work in, so schools I have a connection with, to let them know that I'm doing this, because I think, so many people will benefit, and, we are in tricky times. And, from the work I've done over the last 6 years with children, I've noticed, quite a big difference in their mental health, and I want to do what I can to support. So, hopefully see you again Thursday. But again, I can't tell you how much I appreciate you coming on live. It's, lives are always so much, you just never know who's going to be here, who isn't. But I do massively appreciate you being here. So thank you for that.
And if anyone's got any questions, feel free to message me. Otherwise, hopefully see you Thursday. But yeah, please share. I'd massively appreciate that. Anyway, take care and have a good day. Bye bye.